Right.
I said, in order for this to work, I got to create my own way of releasing music. It's never going to work for me like that.
Right.
And I said, I'm doing an album every month. And everybody tried to stop me. They was like, yo, man, you cannot do that. It's not going to work. You know what I mean? You're overlapping yourself. And when I tell you, bro, it was the best thing I ever did.
And the thing about it too, man, is that real people came aboard. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man, it got crazy.
Yeah.
I started out in January, it was just me. By the time I got a couple months in, it was produced by Swiss Beats.
Yeah, man.
Produced by Timbaland. Featuring Rick Ross. Featuring Lil Wayne.
Big Boy's Neighborhood. Beautiful day in the neighborhood, ladies and gentlemen. It done got all legendary up in here. Papoose, welcome back to the neighborhood, bro.
Yes, man.
First off, I got to say, man, you are one of the hardest working brothers, period. Yeah, and when I say hardest working, you know how there's sometimes where you'll look at somebody, Pap, and you'll say, you don't have to work that hard. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And not the way that the climate of hip-hop artist genre is right now.
Right.
But, man, you do a lot of work, bro.
Thank you.
You know? And just kind of backtracking to where we come to backstory. How did you fall in love with hip hop? Like, you know, at some point, man, hip hop gets introduced to you.
Yeah.
How did that happen for you, Pap?
Man, I would have to say, as a kid, hearing Rakim.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Big Daddy Kane. My aunt used to hold my hand and drive me to the park jams. They had park jams out in Queens. So I lived in Brooklyn, but my grandmother lived in Queens. So when I went to visit my grandmother, I remember being 5 years old, and my aunt Renee, shout out to my aunt Renee, she was just holding my hand going to one of her friends' crib, and I just heard music blasting, Dougie Fresh, Slick Rick.
Man.
And I was just new to it all. And then one time a friend of the family came over to my crib, and he was playing, he had this cassette tape. He was playing it, and I'm listening to it. I looked at the cover. I see who I now know is Big Daddy Kane. I see the dude with the flat top, you know what I mean, the women around him, this, that, and the third, and he's playing the tape. And I'm like, wow, man. I was amazed by it. So he went to the bathroom, and I took the tape out and I put it in my pocket. And he came back and he was like, anybody seen my tape? I was like, no.
Man, so one of your introductions and your first thing as far as full body of work, you stole.
I had to.
Hey, man. You know
I had to do what I had to do.
And look how it panned out. You know what I'm saying? Look how it panned out.
And when I tell you, man, I studied that album.
Yeah, man.
Like it was, I ain't studied my homework like that.
And is that the one where we got the ladies in the throne kind of gold?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And that's when, man, you know, when albums didn't have fillers.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing, man. Big Daddy Kane is a lyricist.
Yes.
And still to this day.
To this day.
Because lyricists don't fall off.
Oh no.
Like fads will fall off, certain things of that nature, man. But lyricists,
never. It's forever, man. And people don't, it's longevity. Kane is in my top 5 to this day.
Really though. Now, and you know, I don't usually do a lot of the top 5 things because sometimes when you hit the car, you be like, damn. You know, because somebody hit the Earn Your Leisure brothers were here, right? And it was like, man, what's your LA top 5? And I gave them a little bit. Then, man, once I got out the building, got to the car, I was like, man, I need like a top 50. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
If you do have your top 5, what is your top 5? Big Daddy's in there.
Yeah, I gotta say Kane. Then I'm gonna go G-Rap.
Yes, sir. Oh my God.
I gotta say Biggie.
And see, these are lyricists, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I gotta say Biggie. Nas. And then I'm gonna go KRS-One.
Hey, man. All lyricists, bro. All lyricists and no gimmicks, too.
Yeah.
Even with Kool G Rap, man.
Oh, man.
Hey, man, Kool G Rap is another person that I felt don't get mentioned. Either enough or at all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I had the pleasure of being, you know, I used to bodyguard the Far Side.
Okay.
So I would be out with Kool G and just watch, you know, that dude is amazing, man. And I remember when I first got into radio, we did a Ill Street Blues instrumental where I had this intro that I would rap. The intro that was taken from Kool G Rap.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? But nah, that dude is definitely amazing, man. And KRS-One's still hot to this day.
To this day.
Yeah, I heard KRS-One, he said he write a diss rap every year just in case somebody want to jump out on him.
I seen that.
You know what I'm saying?
No, he actually said he look at the charts. And whoever's on the top of the charts, he got that smoke.
Oh, yeah. And that's another one, bro, that you don't want to come on after.
Oh, no.
If you look at a lineup to this day, you be like, hey, man, move me around. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man. His
and don't let me come after Chris.
Insane.
So
man.
you come from that school. You cut from that cloth.
Yes.
So when you get this tape that you stole And that is like also the introduction of full bodies of work and lyricism and everything.
Everything
bro.
was there for me right there, man.
When does that go from a love to you starting to pick up your own pen?
Well, I used to go to school, you know what I mean, and I'm like in my mind, I'm like, damn, man, I want to try this, man. I want to try this rap thing.
And how old are you around that time, Pat?
By now, I'm like about 8 years old.
Okay. Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I said I'm gonna write my own rap.
How old were you when you took the tape?
Man, younger than that.
Oh, so you fell in love. Hell
yeah. So I go to school and I say the rap that I wrote to my friends. And they was like, this is my first rap. And I'm like, nah, this is what I want to do in my life, man.
Really though? So you know then.
Yeah, from that moment. And from there on, I always had in the back of my mind, like, you know what? Which was stupid. I don't need to do nothing else because one day I'm gonna make it in hip hop.
Right.
And, you know, I went through life like that. I went through my childhood like that. I went through everything like that, which put me in a position where I ended up in the streets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which was bad. So that's why I don't advise that to anybody. You know what I'm saying? You could want to be coming to hip hop, want to be an artist or whatever you want to be, but go to school, go to work and do those things. And I ended up in the street in bad situations, and you know, by the grace of God, I made it out of that. But I didn't get my first record deal until I was in my early 20s.
Yeah, and see, when you see that, when you talk about somebody that's, you know, 8 writing their first rap, and their friends.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of tuition into the school of experience, and there is no such thing that early on called hip hop money.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? So you do have to do whatever you have to do because there's nowhere in the world from 8 to in your 20s that hip hop is paying you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because everything you love don't always generate an income.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Unless you love being broke too.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. That's why I would advise you to, you know, go to school, get a job, do all of those things, because I believed in myself so much as an artist that I was like, I don't need to do none of that.
And you're supposed to have that though.
Yeah.
But you got to also have this and that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta have this and that. If you could talk to your younger self, I'm pretty sure you would have said that same thing.
Oh, I would say take your knucklehead ass to school. Yeah. My language. You know what I'm saying? Go to school, man, and finish school, get a job. Because some of the things that I wound up getting into, I would have never had the experience. Those
Did
things.
it ever knock you off your square for hip hop? You know how when you get caught up, did it ever knock you off your square where you're like, man, like this hip hop thing don't seem like it's gonna really happen for me?
It didn't, because I understand what it's truly about. You know what I mean? And it was about, when it first started, it was about showing skill.
Yeah, it was a different love back then.
Right. It wasn't really about, it wasn't just rapping. It was breakdancing, graffiti.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Beatboxing, all of those different things. So I understood that part of it, but it was just unfortunate that I ended up in the streets. You know what I mean? I probably wouldn't have ended up in the streets if I didn't believe in so much that I was going to make it in hip-hop. It was just taking me so long to get on. But I had the neighborhood fame. Everybody knew, you know what I'm saying? Cats would come around, and we would put money down and battle for money. You know what I'm saying? So I would make money like that too.
Hey, when you sit and you say, man, okay, it's not really happening for me, you know, but you don't ever let it go.
Yeah.
Which, and one thing you're supposed to believe in yourself. Did everybody else, not just homies in the neighborhood, what about family? Yeah. You know, because when you come to somebody, even out of love, somebody can come to you and be like, this is what I want to do. And you can love your kids, your nephew, whatever, but you're like, I don't know if that's what you want to do.
Right. It was a little different for me. I actually had a lot of family members and friends who believed in me a lot. You know, so their whole thing was like, man, I can't wait to Pap get on. Yeah. So that's why when I came in, if you've seen any of my videos, you've probably seen about 100, or if you ran into me, you've seen about 100 people around me who were more excited than me just to see me make it, because it was a long time coming, and they always believed in me. So to be honest, I can't take that away from them. My family and my friends, they always believed in me.
Hey, Pap, how many almost theirs do you have? You know what I'm saying? You know how when you're like, oh, man, like even just being known in the neighborhood, that's good, because sometimes we don't even see bigger than our blocks sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So even that neighborhood notoriety is like, oh, man, I'm in. And then you go in and you could probably do a show. You could probably get an offer. Then you got these fake-ass managers and fake-ass labels and the people that say they could do things for you. You know what I'm saying? and what was your relationship early with K Slay?
Man, and that's what it was with K Slay, because I had been trying to get on, to be honest with you, for so long. And coming from New York, if you wasn't on, around that time, if you wasn't on Rockefeller Murder Inc. or Rough Rider, you wasn't getting in the game, and you damn sure wasn't getting on the radio.
And it was locked up. I was about to say, because I was there on radio, and it was locked up.
It was locked down. So, you know, in the street, got in a bad situation, you know what I mean? And but before that happened, in the process of that, I was listening to the radio one day, and I heard this guy on the radio, and he's playing new artists on the radio.
Oh, that's all you had to
so
hear.
I'm like, yo, I need to meet this dude. This don't happen. And I had got arrested. So while I'm on Rikers Island, in my mind, I'm like, yo, man, I'm looking around, I'm looking how dudes is living. And I said, damn, man, if I don't straighten up, this is my future. You know what I mean? They got to ask for permission to use the phone. They got to wait for somebody to let them use the phone. You know, I feel like just being incarcerated, the only thing beneath that is death.
Right.
So I said, when I get out of here, I'm going to take my music serious, but I got to go meet that dude who was playing new artists on the radio.
Now, were you hearing K-Slay before you went in?
I heard him before I went in.
Okay.
I heard him, but he was always on my mind. I'm like, yo, I
Right.
can't believe this dude is playing new cats on the radio. So, you know, when I got out, and it wasn't a long time, I was just there for a little while. That's why I don't understand anybody who go to prison and keep going back. It only took me one time.
Right. Hell yeah. Tuition
nah,
to the
this ain't what I want.
Yeah, you're like, nah, I'm good with this.
Nah, man, this is whack. So I got out. I went to the studio. I recorded 7 songs. And I took a picture on the cover. I had a microphone in one hand, and I had a gun in the other hand. And I started selling them through the neighborhood, selling them out the trunk of my car. And I went and found the address to Hot 97 where K-Slay worked at. I said, I got to go meet this dude, man.
Yeah.
And I went up there.
And this is early on, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. This is like 04, I think.
Yeah, this isn't I meet you somewhere. This is like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I had no business doing that.
Yeah.
I was out of line.
Yeah,
I might have went in the yellow pages to get the address.
that's what I was saying. Either that or you call a 411, like, can I get the address to Hot 97? You know what I'm saying? So that's everybody's dream, though. You know what I'm saying? To get in that building and to get on that microphone.
Yes.
So what was your reaction? Not your reaction, but what was your introduction with K-Slay?
Yeah,
So
definitely.
you make it to Hot 97.
Yeah, so I'm like, you know, I got to find this cat. So I found the address to the radio. I go up there. So I said, okay, I know this dude is on the radio at this time. So if I wait here, he got to come in. He got to go to work.
Right.
So I'm waiting. K-Slay come up. I said, here you go. So on my CD, I had my name, my number, and on. So I go up to him. I give him the CD. Hey, you know how you doing? My name Papoose. He like,
That
yeah.
never happened before.
Yeah.
To K-Slay. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh no, I was the originator.
yeah, you know.
Eventually, everybody started doing it.
Everybody started doing that.
So I give him the CD. I'm excited now. I'm like, yo, I gave my CD to somebody here on the radio. I made it. I go back home. I put the radio on. I'm listening, and he don't play my song. I'm like, damn, man.
And at that time, you don't understand that.
I'm so confused.
Right, yeah, man. I
I'm
handed
like, yo,
it to him.
but that's what comes up. What you said earlier, a little discouragement. Like, damn, I thought I was good. Am I not as good as I thought I was? But I'm like, nah. I'm gonna go back next week because he only on Thursday night.
Yeah.
So next week come, I go up there. I say, yo, I'm gonna just do it again. I go back. Hey, how you doing? My name Papoose, man. Don't even say I'm the guy from last week or nothing. He like, okay. He go, you know how Slay is. He just go in the building. I go back. I listen again. He don't play my song again, man. I'm like, dang, man.
And you have no idea that that's not the way it happens.
I have no. I'm
right.
so uneducated
Right.
on how this works.
Right. Man, this is
I was just
fire.
like, yo, this is crazy. So I said, you know what I'm gonna do? Next time I get this dude my CD, I'm not gonna leave. So when he come off the radio, he gonna have to explain to me why he didn't play my song.
So this is your third week going
This
up there?
is like my 3rd week. So I'm like, I'm not leaving this time. So I give him the CD. I go sit in the vehicle, and I'm waiting. I'm listening now. He's on from 12 to 2.
And how much street are you then?
I'm so straight.
Right.
It's not even. It's bad. It's bad, man.
So you taking this personal.
Yeah, because
Right.
later on, Slay even told me, he like, you wasn't disrespectful, but you was aggressive.
Right. And you know how some people be like, man, I can't knock your hustle. Like sometimes you can knock the hustle. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm so street, and my crew is more street than
Right.
me. It's just, we look, at least look bad.
like you the calm one, like, nah, hold on, man. Like, hold on, man. You
So
know
if I was Slay, I wouldn't have played it neither because y'all dudes think y'all gonna just force me to play stuff. So I
Right.
get it now in hindsight. So anyway, I'm waiting. So now he's on from 12 to 2. So I'm waiting. It's like
and this
it's like,
AM.
It's like yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like 150 and I don't hear my song yet.
Yeah, like, he gonna close the night out with me?
So he on the radio. he up there. He like, yo.
Playing all these opening acts.
That's another thing. I'm hearing certain cats that I feel like I'm better than.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
now I'm hating.
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
that MC. That's that competition. Like he playing this garbage. Like, what the fuck?
So he on the radio. He like, 1-800-223-9790. He giving out the phone number. I said, you know what? I'm gonna call up.
Right.
So I pick up the phone. I call up. I said, yo, what's going on? Soon as I said that, he knew who I was.
So K-Slay answered.
He answered the
Okay,
phone.
got you.
I'm like,
He had no phone op or nothing like
yeah,
that.
the nigga answered the phone. So as soon as I said, yo, what's up? Why you ain't play my record? Yo, as soon as I said that, he knew exactly who I was.
He was like, this that.
He said, yo, man, everybody can't be a rapper, man. Some people gotta be a fireman.
Damn, oh, bro. Now, what is not does that feel like that knock you off your square? Like, oh, no, are you angry?
No, I'm gonna tell you how.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you what happened. Me and him going back and forth on the phone. So while we're going back and forth, the commercial break ends and it spills over the air. So
you made it on air.
So yo, you a genius. In my sick mind at that time, my young mind, I'm like, yo, I was just on the radio.
Yeah, I'm on, man.
This is possible.
Right? Yeah. Y'all hear me on Hot last night? No? Oh, okay. Oh, man.
So when Slade hang up the phone, at the same time, I'm happy because I'm like, okay, it's possible. I'm pissed off because I feel like he dissed me.
Right.
I'm like, yo, when this dude come down, that's it, man. It's lit. So I'm standing in the middle of the street. I'm waiting for him. He come down. I'm walking towards him. He walking towards me. And the dude who was with him got in between us. And he turned to me. He said, yo, I got you. For some reason, I believed him.
Oh, really, though?
Yeah. And when he said that, I just like...
So your intentions wasn't to hand another CD. It was like, this is it.
Yeah, it was lit, man. I was pissed off, man.
Right.
But and then when I left that day, I was like, damn, man. You know what I'm saying? I was even more... I'm like, damn, it went kind of left. So I left. I'm back in the hood now.
Right.
I'm honestly in a bad situation. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm about to throw my entire life away. I'm in the getaway car, fleeing that situation. As I'm doing that, my phone ring. I pick up the phone. It was K Slade, man. He said, yo, man, I heard the CD you on the radio next week.
Damn.
Word, bro.
See how God work?
Yes.
That's
man.
Crazy. And then that from there, bro, that gives you the relationship.
Yes. The situation was so crazy because I'm about to throw my life away and I decided not to. But I feel like if I would have did that, I would have never even made it.
Yeah.
Because the fact that I made that decision, I feel like God blessed me with that phone call.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Did you look at the phone? And I don't know, I'm pretty sure we had some kind of caller ID on our cell.
I didn't know who the hell it was.
Yeah,
I don't even know why I answered it. I just answered it.
Wow.
Bro, come on.
In the midst of action, I answered the phone, and it was K Slade. He was like, yo, I got your number off the city. You on the radio next week.
You didn't answer the phone like, hey, I'm getting away from a crime right now. Call me back. Can you imagine? Like, wait, what? Oh, it's Slade. Hey, Slade, how you doing, man? Yeah, sorry about it. Damn it, yeah, man. When you go downstairs and shit, your car all shot up. That wasn't us. All right, so talk to me about this music, man. Talk to me about this music.
He would have probably thought I was really crazy.
Yeah, hey, man, but
You know
that pans out.
It really did, man. And I went up on the radio, and rest in peace, Prodigy was there.
Yes, sir.
And a couple other.
So
other
you
artists,
in the
man.
room though?
Yeah, man. I'm like, this dream come true for me, man.
Bro.
The whole Brooklyn is outside.
Yeah, man.
Waiting. It's about 50 of us. You know what I'm saying? Pull up the footage. Anywhere you see him, you see the
this is when we have like, we not sharing like, audience with streamings and you know what I'm saying? Like people were. That's where a lot of stuff was broke. People could immediately hear you and say, hey, man, I heard you last night. I heard you this morning.
Yes.
I heard you. So when you get into the room with Slade, Prodigy, and you see what are soon to be your peers,
yes,
what does that feel like?
Dream come true.
Do you feel like you belong in the room at that time?
You know what it was? I was just eager.
Yeah.
I can't wait till he put these mics on. That was my mentality back then. Like, yo, I cannot
Because
wait.
you believed in you.
Yeah. It was like a lion in a cage for me, man. Like, I always wanted to get on. You know what I mean? So I was just real eager to just, let the world hear what I had to say.
Hey, man, and throughout the years with the relationship with K Slade as well, man, is that kind of a gift and a curse too? Yeah.
You said it better than I could say it. It was a gift and a curse.
Explain that because I have an idea.
I'll tell you. Okay, I'll give you a story. So I get with Slay. I spit on the radio. I leave. He calls me. Yo, I want to sign you. We sign. I signed the Street Sweepers Entertainment. So now my young mind, I'm on there once again.
This is it.
Not knowing this is only the beginning.
Yeah.
So Slay's on one day a week on the radio. But I'm building a mean buzz. So a lot of other DJs, they don't even understand how the hell he blowing the artists up with one night on the radio, not knowing it's not just K Slade. This kid got a movement out in Brooklyn that been going on before I got with Slay, one. And two, Slay is consistent and Slay is Slay. He's who he is.
Yeah, and you nice.
Right. So it was a marriage, you know what I'm saying? So I go to Slay one day, I say, yo, why nobody else don't play my music? Why you the only one?
I know where this is going.
Who playing it? And Slay like, man, we don't need them. I'm like, huh? Yes, we do. So I said, yo, listen, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go approach these dudes, and I'm gonna have you on the phone, you know what I'm saying, just so they could verify that. You know, we locked in. Long story short, you know, I ain't saying no names. I started to do that, and I was just getting a lot of resistance, which I later found out had nothing to do with me. It was because of
right.
You know what I'm saying?
And you got to think, man, you coming from a time when like Clue had his people. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes a lot of that didn't blend possibly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where somebody would have their person, and it was like, oh man, he's either from this or either from that, or you know. So
and
yeah,
it was bad. I'll tell you what was frustrating about it. What was frustrating about it was I was extremely hot in the street. I started to build a real following, and the fans rocked with me heavy. But these dudes, it came to the point where they was just straight standing in my way. Like, I even did an interview on the Breakfast Club recently, and Envy admitted it on camera. He's like, yo, you know, I couldn't play Pap. I don't want to quote him wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, he was like, because, you know, he was a slate artist.
Yeah.
Or something to that degree. You know what I'm saying? Just because of that.
Right. And people don't think certain things like that exist. You know what I'm saying? But there's always been even radio, even politics, like, you know, oh, they went to go do such and such first. So I'm like, oh.
Yeah, man. And you know, I was definitely,
and that's what we were at in hip hop at that time too.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of competitiveness. There was a lot of, you know, cliques, and you know, now you see hip hop bleeds, you know, and blends a lot more now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at one point
it's
it
more
was
friendly
like,
now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But back then, you know what I'm saying? Like I was saying, you know, I built that following, and it was crazy that, you know, a lot of them guys hated on me and stood in my way. It took us longer, but with that one night on the radio, we ended up, you know, with that $1.5 million deal.
Yeah.
And they was even more mad at that point.
Hey, dude, what did that feel like, too, when you say, man, I have been doing all this hustling for so many years, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then a deal come through for 1.5. And at 1.5, you got to think like, bro, this is it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's coming. And then at some point, you start to realize, too, like, this ain't a lot of bread either.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? When you taxes and peoples and this, that, and the other,
That's
but what did that feel like when you say, man, like, dude,
man.
I got, you know what I'm saying? Off of my talent. I ain't got to look over my shoulders.
There you go, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was a dream come true.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was something that I worked my entire life for, and I feel like I finally was being blessed, you know what I'm saying, in that moment.
Hey man, without the so-called pity party, right? Do you feel like hip hop or not even hip hop, do you feel like you had to work 2-3 times as hard as anyone else? No names, but just anyone else.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what? I'm not surprised at that. You know, coming from where I come from, nothing never came easy.
Right.
Never.
Right. Yeah, but you have to come to that realization. It's and it's a realization that, like, for me, I would be more F this. You know, I would be more petty. But for you to say, man, you know what? I know that life is hard. This is what I've been through. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because I see people get on, and I'm pretty sure you had to see people get on.
Yeah.
And even in my career. And I'm like, man, I've been doing this, and this person got in and lapped me, or they, you know what I'm saying? And not that it take away from my talent. I just felt like, damn, maybe they had a different break.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Break luck. You know what I'm saying? a lot of that plays a part. You know what I mean? But just coming from where I come from, like, they don't even know what to call my hood, man. Like, I'm in the middle of Brownsville, Bushwick, and Bed-Stuy. You know what I'm saying? And yo, nothing come easy to anybody from around there.
You got all the bees over there.
Yeah, huh? Man.
They're like, bring all the bees over here.
Yeah, it's bad over there. It's poverty, and nothing never came easy.
How do you see outside of that, though? You know, because sometimes, man, now that you travel and you see certain things, you see that the world is big.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But when you either a kid or you just kind of caught up.
That's all you know. You can't see past those big buildings.
Yeah,
and all
man.
That. You think this is the world.
Hey, man, when did you think you traveled? I remember one time, man, we were going to San Diego. I had never been anywhere, bro.
Right.
And I was like, man, I remember my homeboy Seal as well. He was like, yeah, man. I remember his voice message was like, hey, leave a message. I'm out of town. That kind of, we were in San Diego. But to us, that was traveling. I remember my first time going up to San Francisco. I was like, oh my God, man. I'm in San Francisco. Like, pretty much like, mama.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Made it.
I was going to say that. I came here.
Yeah.
I came here. I was like, yo,
when
I
you go
traveled,
to LA,
man.
you
I was in California. I came out here. Word is born. I came out here. I was on in a hotel. I seen Suge Knight, man.
Right.
I never forget it, man.
You was like, I'm really in LA.
I was like, yo, I made it, man.
Yeah.
I made it. I traveled. I was in California. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, how many of the peaks and not a number, but you've been through a lot of peaks and valleys too. You know what I'm saying? Where you feel like, oh, I'm on, and then you're like, oh, damn. You know what I'm saying? Did you ever fall so-called out of love with hip-hop? Because your craft is there. Mm-hmm. But did you ever feel like, man, they don't understand me?
Nah.
Okay.
You know why? Because I would do hip-hop without lights, cameras, action.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right. Gotcha.
Most artists who do it for the industry reasons, I could see why they would get discouraged and really feel like that. But coming from, yo, bro, I used to stand on street corners and rap my heart out in battle, you know what I'm saying? In the rain, like, I did this on another level. So coming into the industry is great and it's amazing because you make money, you can provide for your family, but that's not what I come from. So just the love for it, it's always was embedded in me.
Hey, Pap, do you ever trip off of how much material we missed? And by that question, I mean, you know how there's sometimes people are like, oh, man, I heard this, and you're like, oh, my God, dude. Like, like, do you ever wish that you can go back and not re-release, but, like, have something that you did already and say, this is my new?
You know what's interesting about that? French Montana told me that one day. He was like, yo, I was chopping it up with him. He's like, yo, man, you need to re-release all that old stuff you was doing, man.
Hey, dude, did you ever feel like hip-hop suppressed you? Like there were some people that you were like, man, I know I'm better than you, and you suppressing me. You know what I'm saying?
Nah. Honestly, I'd be happy to see others make it. You know what I mean? I'd be really happy.
But that comes with growth.
Yeah, definitely.
That 21, 22-year-old was like, man, I murked all these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Going to the shows, tearing their shows up. You know what I'm saying? How this garbage on the radio? You know?
As you mature, you like, you know what? I'm happy for them.
Oh, yeah. You're like, man, I can't take nobody else's blessing. You know what I'm saying? I can't take nobody else's blessing.
That's a fact.
Yeah, so fast forward to where you are now, man. And like we say, there's a lot of tuition into the School of Experience, man. And sometimes we learn so other people don't have to go through it.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? And there's so much to you and your story. And I don't want to fast forward and miss anything else. Yeah. But I do want to talk to you about what Believe and what Tunecore is about. Yes. And I don't think when I read up on it, I was like, they couldn't have got another person that is like head of hip hop or an ambassador.
Thank you.
Than somebody that's paid so much into the School of Experience.
Thank you.
So what does that relate? First off, what is Tunecore?
Right. I'll get to that one. But like you said, I don't want to skip over. So, from the time with me and Slade, we got in position. We got the $1.5 million deal. And it was the worst mistake I ever made in my life, taking that deal.
How so? Because
I was independent for so long. You gotta realize, I met Slay in 2004. We didn't get a deal to 2007. We was working hard, mixtape after mixtape after mixtape. And like I said earlier, we had a lot of haters who was just mad because Slay had found me. So I caught a lot of K-Slay hate. Mm-hmm. When we got the deal, just to make a long story short, in conjunction with a lot of other things, a lot of people stood down. Because I had Snoop, my first single had Snoop Dogg on it, by the way, produced by Scott Storch. And they was like, okay, now we can really, I'm like, this is it. Yeah. But they like, now we can finish him for real because if we don't play this record, he's going to look crazy. And that's what they did. Long story short, a couple other bad situations, the deal folded. So I went back to the street.
So you know what it is to have it.
Yes.
And to so-called lose it.
There you go.
Like sometimes, bro, it's better to never have it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's even worse.
When you know it.
Yeah. So remember, I had a 50-man entourage everywhere that went down to zero.
So you start to learn people too.
Oh man! At the same time that I lost my deal, my wife Blue Trial became incarcerated.
So that's around that time.
Everything happened around the same exact time. My whole world crashed.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So the deal folded, which was a moment where I should have been in the studio working hard.
Let me ask you this, man. When Remy gets her situation, she get locked up. The $1.5 million deal, you feel like other people aren't with you. You see your team leave. That's real life. That's real personal. Mm-hmm. How do you not, and I'm pretty sure it affects you, but how do you not let that swallow you?
Well, at that moment,
Because there's expectations. There's everything.
It was a time where I was supposed to be rebuilding, but she needed me. So she blew trial and she became incarcerated. She had to do 7 years. And I visited her every day for that first year. I wasn't doing no music.
Right, so it wasn't about you.
Nah, it wasn't about me. It made it worse for me because instead of focusing on my career and rebuilding, I felt like she needed me and that was more important. So I just focused on making sure she was good mentally, you know what I'm saying? And I was just visiting her every day, constantly, you know what I mean, for that time period. But speeding up to date, you know what I mean, I'm in a great position now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Tunecore is one of the biggest and the best distributors in the world for independent artists.
Yeah, man. And you got to think, bro, like, for one, everybody want to be in the business the way it is now. But also, man, we come from a time also where it was like, oh, man, I got to be on Def Jam. Oh, man, I got to be on such and such. I got to be on such and such. Now, these artists now, they're like, no, I don't want to be on such and such. I don't want to be affiliated with that because I know what my audience or what my core could be and I can super serve them direct.
Right.
And so is that what Tunecore is also?
Yes, Tunecore, you know, like I said, after my situation folded, someone introduced a word to me and they was like, yo, you can do it yourself. And that word was Tunecore. I was like, what's that? They was like,
How long ago was that?
That was like, I would say about 08.
Oh my God.
About 08. And they was telling me like, yo, this is Tunecore. You can do it yourself. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 08, 09, somewhere around that time. And I started releasing tracks through Tunecore. And when I tell you, it was the best experience for me because as artists, and a lot of artists can vouch for this, the majority of us, we don't even look at record sales, especially independent artists. We don't look at record sales for money. We look at features and shows. But when you're with Tunecore, it doesn't matter. Like, I feel like as an artist, whatever your worth is, your worth might be thousands and thousands of dollars. Your worth may be hundreds of dollars. Whatever it is, you deserve it.
Right.
And with Tunecore, you're able to retain that. You're able to make money off of your music in real time. So I just fell in love with the platform, and I spoke about it publicly. And I worked with different distributors as well, independent distributors, and they were horrible.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
See, that's that tuition into school experience.
Man, you know, the dashboard is not up. Oh, so you asked them about your dashboard, your artist dashboard, where you're supposed to go to see how much you're making. Oh, it's under maintenance, excuses. And when the money comes back in, you're looking at it like, yo, I know I made more than this. But when I got with Tunecore, I was able to see my true value as an artist, which gave me a direction. Like, okay, now I know what I got to do to enhance it.
And see, Pap, I didn't know that Tunecore was that old. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know artists been through it, but I didn't know that it was that many years, bro. So you got to think they're already established, especially when it comes to the independent game.
Oh, absolutely. So many of your favorite artists today started out on Tunecore.
How did they come to you and say, we want you to be this?
I'll tell you. So back then, I started uploading my music to Tunecore, and I was working with utilizing the platform for years. And you know,
it's different eating when you're on your own.
Oh yeah, it's different.
And release when you want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, so much freedom.
You don't have to press
But I was
play.
always trying to reach out to people when I had certain situations, and you know, it wasn't too easy. But 2021, I said to myself, I said, you know what? I'm going to retire from music. I said, but before I retire, I'm gonna drop an album every month. Titled after the current month, just to say goodbye to my fans.
See, that's that pressure I'm talking about. You put yourself on. Hey, man, and you weren't throwing nothing away. It wasn't like you was coming on like, yeah, March. We're marching. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the serial killer, all that stuff. I was like, why this dude working so hard? But yeah, man. So when you go in and you say, man, every month,
man,
I'm gonna drop an album. January is January.
Yes, man.
At some point, do you get to like April, maybe like, oh man, what did I do? Like, oh my God. Gotta go back and listen to February. Like, I already said this.
Same song.
But what made you in your head say, man, I'm dropping, when I leave this, I'm leaving craters?
Because I looked at the industry, right? And I analyzed, I said, dang, man. I'm looking at, you know, you put out a single, you wait a little while, it builds up, you know, you promote it, then you drop the album. I say, yo, that industry process and way of doing things, it doesn't. It's only designed for the big artists. You got all these mainstream artists, a few of them. Let me not say all,
right? Because that's different too.
Yeah, and then you got all the independent artists at the bottom struggling because they're trying to follow a format that's only designed for the big dogs.
Right.
I said, in order for this to work, I got to create my own way of releasing music. It's never going to work for me like that.
Right.
And I said, I'm doing an album every month. And everybody tried to stop me. They was like, yo, man, you cannot do that. It's not going to work. You know what I mean? You're overlapping yourself. And when I tell you, bro, it was the best thing I ever did.
And the thing about it too, man, is that real people came aboard. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man, it got crazy.
Yeah.
I started out in January, it was just me. By the time I got a couple months in, it was produced by Swiss Beats.
Yeah, man.
Produced by Timbaland. Featuring Rick Ross, featuring Lil Wayne.
Hey, man.
It got crazy.
And it sounds crazy when people say, oh, man, you the MC. You the MC's MC. You the rapper's rapper. Because there was times when I just see you even in your car, and I'm like, dude, he just threw that away to me. Like, he just gave that to social media. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you are deadly, bro.
Nah, thank you, man.
And you can tell you really cut from that cloth.
Nah,
so
thanks,
when
man.
you go into, by the time you get to...
Oh, yeah. I got contact.
November.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Do you start to think December like, thank you, Jesus? You know what I'm saying? Like thank you, Jesus.
I tell you, if I tried to do that right now, I wouldn't be able to do it. Right. What happened was I was recording so much, it made me better.
Right.
That by the time I got to September, I did that project in one day, bro.
And these are like EPs, though.
Yeah, I was doing
you
EPs.
Know what I'm saying? Because some people don't even drop one song a month.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't challenge themselves and say, man, every month I'm coming out with such and such. Or you'll see some people that say, man, I'm going to drop something on Friday, and then drop something on Friday for probably a month or leading up into a project.
And then they tap out.
Hell yeah.
You be like, what happened to the monthly? And they don't want to speak about it no more.
Yeah. That's why, man, even at the top of the year, when I hear those year reviews, I'm like, man, they killed that. And you're a different beast because I'm not going to put that pressure on myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be like, oh, man, here we go. My biannual release. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my wife hated me, man.
Oh, yeah.
She was like, man, come on, man.
Because,
like,
I would too.
Because it's got to be, and plus, man, when I say people like lyricists, it's got to be where you have so much time, you know, where you're like, oh, man, I got to lock in.
You got to.
I got to lock in. I got to lock in.
It's not up to you. You got to do it.
Yeah.
It's mandatory.
And then we expect it.
Yep.
And then you become competition with yourself.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's what happened.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, I was hitting DJs like, yo, it's my new record featuring Rick Ross. And they was like, yo, you just dropped a record featuring Fabulous. I'm like, yo,
man.
nothing I could do. I got to release this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even Slay tried to stop me, bro. He was like, yo, Pap, you can't do every 3 months, man. I was like, nah, Slay.
You're like, yeah, like, can we do quarterly? You know what I'm saying?
Which month was the hardest?
Probably January, February, March.
Yo, man, it's like you psychic, man. February was the hardest. I was like, damn, I just jogged.
It's like only 28 days, too.
But, yo, as I got used to it, it became easy. I know I'm not that good right now, bro.
Really?
I was working so frequently.
But that was a challenge, too,
It was a challenge, and it made me better.
Really?
It pushed me. I had no choice. People was on my Instagram like, yo, where's the project?
Yeah.
Today's the 30th.
You be like, oh, my God. Yeah, man. Or they start hitting you like, man, it's the 18th. Can't wait. Oh, man. Yeah, and I'm telling you, Pap, people don't put that pressure on themselves.
Yeah, it's pressure.
You know? Yeah, but you did it. And then when you get to December,
yeah, man.
But that's just that body and that volume of the 12 months. It's not like you, peace, I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when that's over, it's not like it's over. You know what I'm saying? Because now that you just did that body of work.
Yeah.
But it doesn't stop you as an artist, a god of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like you just ride off into the sunset.
Yeah.
What was that next thing where you're like, okay, that's in my rearview mirror.
Yeah.
What's in the windshield?
In the process of me doing that every month, Tunecore actually reached out to me. I was like, wow, man. You know what I'm saying? They called the meet, and I never forget it. And we sat down, and we spoke together. We had an amazing meeting.
You was like, man, I've been with y'all all these years. I had to drop 12 motherfucking EPs. Like, yeah. For y'all to recognize it, and I put it out through the platform. Yeah, so they reach out, and you like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, they reached out to me. You know who else inspired me? Shout out to Ebro. You know,
really, though?
Ebro worked at Apple. And,
yeah.
Normally, when I would drop an album, whatever, I send it to him. So I sent him January, and he's like, cool. And then I sent him February, and by the time I sent him March, he hit me back. He was like, yo, I don't know what the hell you doing, man, but keep doing it. Did
Ebro tell you, like, man, they getting better and better? Because at some point, people, when you put that body of work together, you know, it's not that you fall off, but you know, that's when you start saying "in the place to be" viciously raps. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, man, in the place. They be like, man, you know, like real talk. And then you know, Ebro will tell you your baby's ugly. You know what I'm saying? Ebro be like, oh man, that, you know, I heard it suck. You know what I'm saying? So for Ebro to tap in and say, oh yeah, that's it.
He did. He was like, yo, keep doing it, man. You disrupting the algorithm. Like, it's working for you.
Hey man, how many MCs? I almost sound like how many MCs must be? But how many MCs would be like, man, don't nobody start to do this because everybody can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, as an MC, if I was an MC, I would give you dap on it, but I ignore it because I'm like, man, hopefully the game don't change like this. Right. And you got to think too, Pap. Like, it got to a point where, you know, people just doing singles. They're not trying to do bodies of work. They're not trying to do albums. It's like, man, give me a hot single. You know what I'm saying? And then I probably followed up with another single, if that. So they, you know, whatever it is, it works. You know, and I'm not knocking how things work today and what works and what's a hit. But yeah, a lot of people wouldn't put that on them, man. So Tunecore get in touch with you.
Yeah, man. They reached out to me and we came together and we decided to align and we did a campaign. You know what I'm saying, where we offered you know, because normally with Tunecore, you first and foremost, you make 100% profit of your money. So all you pay is the upload. And you know, within that, we decided to do a campaign where you just pay one annual fee, and you can upload as much music.
And is that annual fee still now?
Yeah, it's still now. But with doing that campaign, you know, I was able to, you know, introduce that to the world, and it was successful.
Did a lot of people no telling or not knowing how long Tunecore been around? Because I didn't know it was 2008, bro. Did some people, when you got on, was that their introduction to Tunecore? Like, hey man, have you heard of?
I'll tell you this: a lot of people knew about Tunecore, but a lot more. Yeah, it enhanced. You know what I mean? When I was able to, and honestly, I spoke from the heart. I just spoke about my experience on the platform and how dope it is, and people was like, "Wow," you know what I mean? They gravitated towards it.
And plus, you know, music or the business without being on that platform.
There you go. I know what it's like to be on a major label. Yeah. So I'm giving you, you know what I mean, my opinion. A person who experienced both. Hey, listen, I've been on the major label. Hey, listen, I've been on these other distributors, and Tunecore is the best. And I spoke that from the heart because genuinely for independent artists, it's the best thing. Like I said, you gain 100% of your profit. You know what I'm saying? Worldwide distribution, first and foremost. A lot of these other distributors, they say they give you 100%, but they really don't. They have a middleman. Tunecore, you get all of your money. So it's just amazing. And also, you just introduced
what about publishing?
Splits. We just introduced splits. So you got to understand, when you're on a major label, a lot of things are done for you. But as an independent artist, when you're trying to be creative and trying to be in the studio, you got to do splits. And it becomes a burden. So
explain splits to me.
Yeah, so if me and you do a song and her, everyone has a percentage in that.
Well, let's
record.
not put her on because she's gonna fuck the record up.
I deserve my split.
I didn't know who was talking about, but I understand what you were doing. But we trying to make hits,
right?
Don't all this hard work you do. Don't let them water down.
Got you. So basically, everyone is entitled to royalties on the record.
Gotcha.
And sometimes it becomes a burden as an artist. With Tunecore now, you put the information in, and we make sure everybody get paid.
Oh Lord, have mercy, man! And that keep you out of court, and keep
man.
you out of fisticuffs, because it's hard to do business.
Nah, definitely, and that's another thing I love about Tunecore. They always figuring out ways to make it easier for the artists. And I said this before, you know, I was appointed head of hip hop. If you pull up my interviews on other platforms, you know what I'm saying, you'll hear me saying, "Yo, artist is the way to go."
Is there a pressure that come with head of hip hop too now?
Nah, I love it. I love it. You know what I mean? I'm not used to the 9-to-5 thing. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? To be honest, I love it. I enjoy it.
But and this is what you do.
This is what I do, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I've been through a lot, and the fact that I can take my experiences, you know what I mean, my ups and my downs, turn it into something positive and give it to the new artist. I love it, man.
Yeah, man. So when you see this, and also, bro, it's kind of a learning tool as well, where you don't have to lose so much.
Right.
You know, because you figure, man, if you could jump in for unlimited or you could jump in for $14 or $20, what would you lose from somebody else just being wrong with you in the business?
Yeah.
You know, and I always tell people, I say, man, if you're not going to invest in yourself,
there you go.
You know what I'm saying? Then
there you go. For those who take it serious, man, Tunecore is the way to go.
Right.
You can make money off of your music in real time. Some artists have a small following and they feel like they can't make revenue. They just got to pour out. That's not true. You can capitalize off of that small following until it grows. And that's what Tunecore is. That's one of the things Tunecore is all about. Also, freedom to release music whenever you feel like it. I'm not waiting. Oh, such and such is coming out with a project this month. You gotta wait. I'm not waiting. I don't care.
With you and Jim Jones right now, is that through?
Yeah, Tunecore. Yep. Shout out to Jim Jones.
Hey man, yeah,
Stand the man.
And he killed his too.
Oh yeah, Jimmy, man, that's my God, man.
Hey man, were y'all together when y'all recorded, or was it?
I did my verse first. And
so he knew how he had to come too.
Yeah.
Jim was like, nah, fam. Like, nah. He was like, nah, you ain't getting me on this one. Yeah.
Yeah, because me and Jim one of the guys, man, who since I first came in, you know, he worked with me early in the game. You know what I mean? That's why I always saluted him. And then we recently did another joint, you know what I mean, not too long ago. So with this one, same thing, produced by Stand the Man. You know what I mean? We shot the video and all that. Shout out to Will C and Tanner.
So your so-called I'm done was not I'm done.
Nah, man.
Yeah.
You gotta understand, when you start out by yourself and then eventually, and shout out to all these guys, you got Lil Wayne on the record.
Yeah, man.
You got Rick Ross. You got Fab. You know what I mean? You got production from Timbaland, Swiss Beats. What you leaving for, man?
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's when you do like, man, this is my goodbye. Then you're like, hello? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, yeah,
Hello,
man, this is my hello. I'm back now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else do it. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
But yeah, at some point you probably do think, and that's like for real, where you're like, man, I'm done.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
man.
saying?
Yeah,
I did my thing.
At that moment, I was feeling
because
like that,
I know, as I've been in radio, you think you want this exit strategy or whatever. I know, man, if I quit on a Friday, Monday morning, I'd be like, man, damn, look at this, I'm good. Tuesday, I'd be like, what the fuck did you do? You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, what did you do? You know? So yeah, man, like, and that's what I say, when you know what your natural calling is, and then now this is like hand in glove, bro. This is the fit. You know what I'm saying? You still releasing your own music, and then also, man, you speaking to artists. Like this is people's dreams, bro. Definitely, and a lot of dreams sometimes, man, a lot of dreams are nightmares. They're still dreams, but they're effing nightmares, bro. And this business eats you. Yep. And as much as you can learn, and as much, and I tell people all the time, bro, it's ownership.
There you go.
And people, you know, and that's what you got to have. And we used to get caught up in numbers, and people still do. They say, oh, man, your album only did such and such. But then I'm like, okay, well.
That's another mistake.
But you know what? Look what they're making off of each album.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? And
go.
then now look what because there's some people say, man, just put the project out there for free. I'll eat on the other end.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you figure like, man, no, and this is mine. And then when you have a single, you don't have to go to, you know, somebody and say, hey, man, I feel like this is the single. Then they're like, nah, Pap, this is the single. Then you're like, oh, when it's going to come out? Oh, Pap, we going to wait till this. Like,
the politics.
Yeah, man.
The creative control. You got to wait and all that. That's what I love about this platform. Tunecore, you know what I mean? You can release when you feel like it. And, you know, just being appointed to head of hip-hop at such a major distributor, worldwide distributor. Yeah. I feel blessed, man.
Yeah, man. Do you walk more arrogantly now? Because even when I went out there, I was like, Pap, you was like, oh, that's Mr. Papoose. You know what I'm saying? And even your people, man, you know, they was like, oh, this is ambassador of hip hop, head of hip hop. They was like, can you please make sure you say that to him when you go? I was like, what? I was like, Pap, are they serious? You're like, don't talk to me, talk to her. Hey, Pap, how do you keep it so real in the world of fakeness?
Man, I gotta accredit that to my upbringing, man. The way I was raised, not just my mother and my father, my family. I come from a big family.
Yes, sir.
My grandmother had 17 children.
Jesus Christ.
You know what I'm saying? So I had over 90-something cousins, and we all grew up in New York.
Hey, man, when you got on, were you thinking like, dude, I ain't got it like this? You know, it's Keisha's birthday. Like, don't y'all have any other uncles?
Man, yeah, it's a lot, man. But you know, family is
so
everything.
You'll be at your early shows, and you'll be like, man, it's sold out. They'll be like, that was all your family in there. Oh, man. Like, I thought everybody for me, when they turned the lights on, I thought I saw.
Right. Actually, I used to come to the door with 50 people, and they say, yo, Pat, man, we only letting 20 in, man. I'm like, all right, I'll pay for the rest.
Damn.
That's when I was
Hey,
early.
Pap, when you had that large crew, and we seen you with that, and we seen other crews where I'm like,
yeah, man.
which one is Pap? You know what I'm saying? And then when you start to kind of shed that, you know what I'm saying? Because at one point, man, you could be as deadly as you want to be. You know what I'm saying? And I know you real with yours, but you also get this homie security too, because it's all of us together.
Right.
And then you realize, like, whatever reason, you know, we grow. We don't see the same. You know, your dreams are different. You know, I get a deal, and some people, when it go away, you go away. So you start to really realize what your core of real people are. You know what I'm saying? So when you see that, were you comfortable with that from the beginning?
Nah, at first it was devastating.
Yeah,
because
man.
Like, damn, man, y'all wasn't really around for the ride. I thought y'all really loved me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it declines, and there's only gonna be a handful who gonna really ride with you and be legit. But that big crowd, man, new artists. I be seeing new artists with them artists. I be like, man, only if he knew, man.
Man, and then when
the lights don't even gotta go up, they could just dim it a little bit.
Yeah, when you eat, they eat.
Oh yeah.
You know, how many I'm with Pap did you hear?
Oh my God.
I'm with Pap. I'm with Pap. Oh man, he's eating another ball over here. Like, dude, I don't even drink.
There you go.
Yeah, man.
All of that, man. So we gotta be mindful of that stuff. Man.
Yeah, and that too takes time. But also, man, and there's times when now somebody can hear your story and they could use it or abuse it.
There you go.
Know, but also sometimes people got to crash the car too.
But it goes back to what you was kind of saying earlier. Some people, you know, they go through hard times and they look at the youth coming up and they be like, yo, I went through it. He got to go through it.
Right.
Nah, my mentality is I want to prevent them from having to go.
Man.
Listen, learn from my mistakes. You know what I mean? I had the big deal and the big entourage, you know, the hood, and you know, every time somebody even step on your shoe, y'all pounding them out.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
All of that mess is bad. You can't mix the industry with the street.
Hey man, there's some people now that'll see Pap smiling and laughing. They be like, man, that dude crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, man.
Is that Pap in there? yeah, but like I say, man, it's growth too.
Nah, that's what happened to me, man.
It's growth.
When my wife came home, man, and I started traveling with her.
And that's two hard ones. That's two real ones.
Cass was coming to interviews saying that, like, yo, man, you changed a lot, man. You know, you used to be crazy.
Hey, man, I remember when I was over at the other station, you and Remy came. Y'all had, like, no security. Y'all just in there, like, you know what I'm saying? But no, y'all got to be, like, the realest hip-hop couple, though. You know, and not that any others are fake, but I'm talking about, man, have you and Remy ever got into, like, a couples fight where y'all fight like another couple? Nah. Okay, I was telling them growing up, we used to have, like, family fights where our family would fight another family because we lived like that, like apartment buildings, so on and so forth. So I was just wondering, have y'all ever been like, you know, somewhere? Because I remember when I was with my ex, you know, you got to know her too. We was in a couples fight.
That's
you know, oh man, yeah, I'll tell it off air.
That's crazy. Yeah, I got some stuff I could tell.
Yeah. Because I don't want nobody to be like, that was big. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, nah, we had situations, not exactly that, but it's been.
How the Queen doing, man? How's Queen?
She
Remy?
doing great, man.
Hey man, did she keep you sharp lyrically too?
Absolutely. Yeah, man. She's so crazy with it. Every time I hear her, I'm just like, wow. Why don't you rap more?
Yeah,
you know
man.
What I'm saying?
Hey man, when you did Serial Killer. Did she do like, she should have did like Cookie Killer. You know what I'm saying? Just named all kind of cookies. Even Serial Killer, bro. I was like, oh my God, what's in this dude's head? Hey man, are y'all competitive hip hop couple?
We got two different opinions on hip hop.
Oh really?
Yeah. She like what she like, and I like what I like, man.
Really?
Yeah, we clash with that.
Oh man, who controls the radio order?
You know the Queen rules the chessboard.
Oh yeah. I'm glad you said that because usually when I say it, people are like, oh man, you punk. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, and she cut from that cloth too. Like her. Man, dude, have you ever heard her say something like, "Damn, I wish I would have said that"?
All the time.
Oh yeah,
all the time. I'd be like, "How the hell did you come up with?" Mainly when she was incarcerated. I used to come visit her, and she'd be saying raps. I used to be like, "How did you come up with that?"
She was in there like, "Baby, like, yeah, I want to do when I get out. I want to do this like 12-month thing. Every month, I'm coming with a new album." You was like. He was like, yeah. I don't know about that, baby. I don't know about that.
I don't know.
That's a lot of flood. So she kept it going while she she was in there, like, man.
Deadly,
but you know what's crazy about that, bro? Too, Pap, is like the game is frivolous. and the game forgets you, bro. Like you hear the day gone tonight.
Yep.
Was she concerned about that because she came home and she was fish grease?
Yes,
she was,
man.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. She was. She had doubts, moments in there. She had that. I just be telling her because I was out, I was visiting her, and I was running into her fans, and they used to run down on me like, "Yo, what's up with Remy? We love." So I was seeing the love, but she couldn't see that from behind that G-wall.
Right? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was trying to keep her like, yo, listen, they still love you. They waiting for. She was like, nah.
Right.
You know what I mean? They don't care about me no more. Like she had that. She was.
And she came home, got nice, and she was like,
seen it.
She was like, y'all wasn't playing. Hey man, and she hit the ground running, boy.
Yeah.
She was like, man.
Nah, she doing good.
Yeah.
Doing movies now, all kind of.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Hell yeah. Love and hip hop, y'all done or?
Yeah, for now. For now.
Was that different to let like cameras into your life because you and Remy seem private? And then when you look at Love and Hip Hop, you don't know what they're going to do.
You don't know what the hell they're going to do. It first started when she was away. They was trying to document me going to visit her. And we was like, hell no. You know, they throw drinks on that show. Somebody throw a drink on us.
Oh, wait.
Man.
So Love and Hip Hop. So it was Love and Hip Hop that wanted to document?
Yeah, they wanted
so
us
it
to
wasn't
do
a
the
separate show.
No, it was Love and Hip Hop.
Oh, wow.
They wanted us on the show while she was away, but we declined it.
Yeah.
And then when she came home, we was like, yo, you know, people think we crazy. Maybe if we show them that, you know, we are a family, we are a mother and a father, they understand that we're human, you know what I'm saying?
The producers never got at y'all and be like, man, can y'all just throw one drink? Like,
nah, you know what happened?
Like, all this positivity?
Nah, what happened was she was on parole, and her parole was real anal.
Oh.
So I had to tell him, like, listen, if we're going to do the show, but y'all can't play no type of games.
Yeah, especially in the editing too.
It's gonna be. It's gonna like. We're gonna let y'all in. You know what I mean? And we were just ourselves. And I honestly, when we did Love and Hip Hop, I was expecting to get clowned, man.
Really?
I was on one knee proposing. You know what I mean? They had only seen Papoose the artist. They never seen the father side.
Right.
So when that first episode aired, I was like, they're about to kill me, man. It was around the time when the internet used to just kill
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First kind of start, I was like, I'm dead. And it came out, and it was nothing but love, man.
Damn.
But
you know what it is, man? Like sometimes we didn't see a lot of us that vulnerable either.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? And then when you seen it and you recognize you was on some like same here, me too kind of thing. But you thought you was gonna get like
I thought I was gonna get
killed. Get up off your knee, man. Yeah.
I said they go
and then
mean
plus,
me to
man,
death, man.
You live in life and then that footage go to someone else. And then someone's in an editing bay. And it's like you already passed that. And then you got to fast forward to that moment.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, they're going to show the proposal
They're going to
episode.
kill me. Just that side of me, man, as a father, as a husband. The world never seen that. But I feel like, you know, our culture was so tired of our people getting destroyed and being, you know what I mean, killed on television, just all the bad relationships that they wanted to see what it was really like. You know what I mean?
And sometimes we didn't know what we were missing until we got it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you give it to us, you know, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I love this. I love this.
It was dope because I grew up with both parents in the household. You know what I mean? As a child.
Oh, now he bragging. Oh my God. So you know your dad.
You don't know about
your dad. Hey, man.
Tell you.
Oh man.
I tell you, I remember being real little and seeing pictures of my mom's and my pop's wedding on the wall. And immediately I was like, my pops had the Jerry curl, the white suit, you know what I'm saying? My mom's had the white. I was like, one day I want to get married.
Right. So you saw positiveness.
I saw that.
Yeah,
so
man.
that's why I tell people, yo, your kids watching.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? You can do what you want to do, but just know they not
What
stupid.
kind of dad is Papoose?
Oh man,
you gotta
honestly, with my wife as the mother, I'm easy going.
Yeah, see?
She don't play.
Yeah. Hey, man, my kids, they'll ask me first.
Yeah, that's what
You know
I
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, Dad. And then when I say, ask your mom, they're like, oh.
Yeah, that's right. We the soft ones.
And how old are the kids now?
Oh, man, my daughter, she be 5 this year. She's 4 years old, the baby. My other kids, they grown now.
Oh, really, though?
Yeah.
Okay, so the littlest ones, how old are the others?
Well, my oldest daughter is 25.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, so they seen hip-hop, too, though.
Oh,
yeah.
When you have children that young, they grow up. Y'all grow up together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I had my youngest daughter when I was a teenager.
Hey, man, was it a different so-called struggle when you know, like, man, this gotta work? Because you want it to work for you, but you're like, man, no, this gotta work.
I got mouths to feed.
Yeah, man.
There's no other option. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I had that mentality when I was trying to get on back then. Like, yo, I gotta make it.
And that brings me back to the January through December.
Mm-hmm.
Why put that pressure on yourself? You got a 5-year-old, you know what I'm saying? You done did all that pressure. This is the time when I'd be like, man, I ain't doing that.
Yeah,
you know?
I was like, yo, man, I gotta, I got mouths to feed. Man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This baby depending on me. I gotta be successful, like super successful.
And then even now, it's even more so because, you know, if you have a 5-year-old, how much more parenting? You're a parent forever.
Yeah.
But how much more do you have to stay in a position of being the breadwinner?
Yeah.
Making the right decisions. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got years
You got to
of what's going
as
down.
long as you got breath in your body, you gotta provide. You know what I'm saying? So,
Now, what goes down with Papoose the artist?
man, now that I'm in this executive position, I don't gotta rap all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, you releasing enough for a lifetime.
Yeah.
Pretty much, man. I think you're
Hey,
good,
man, do you know the number of mixtapes?
I don't know. No, I lost count. At one time, if you listen to my early material, I'm like, yeah, number 10.
Yeah, you
Mixtape. No, I was
yeah.
counting. I honestly, I lost count now.
Yeah, turn my headphones up. Number 17,006 something.
The internet says 29.
29, the internet said?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's more than that.
It's definitely
it's gotta
more
be
than
more.
that.
Yeah.
Definitely
Wikipedia,
more.
please.
Me and Slade did that, you know, back then alone.
Yeah. And you got to figure, man, if you put a hard, like even the months,
Yeah.
like you already have
Yeah.
bodies of work before that.
You know what else happened to me too? Also, what made me want to do the 12 albums in 1 month? I looked at
1 year.
1 year. Sorry.
And please don't put no more pressure on yourself.
Gosh.
Hey, man, this is not what you're about to announce today, are you? Like, please let it be known, bro.
I looked up and somebody said, "Oh yeah, you got 3 albums." I was like, "I only got 3 albums." I said, "I gotta do more albums." So that's another thing that had me like, nah, I gotta pour it on.
So did you feel like even the mixtapes, those didn't feel like albums to you?
They were. I wish I would have never did them. I wish I would have just did an album.
Yeah.
Because you know why? All of the old time greats, if you really follow them, their freestyles, they have freestyles all over the place too, but that was their first album. That same content was their first album.
Yeah.
So I kind of wish instead of doing all that, I would have just did that first album.
And what about social media for you now?
I enjoy it now. It's cool. It's cool. At first, I was like, come on, man. What is this, man? Y'all kidding me? This is fake, man. Y'all fronting, man. Yo, hey, man, why y'all doing this? Why y'all doing... And eventually, come on, man. You can't be like that.
I would even, like I said, I would see you just get in the car and just do something. I'm like, oh, my Lord. Like, press this. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, so you know how to use social media because we were talking off air. Social media is something like, man, you know, I mean, it's the tool of the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's direct to your core audience.
There you
and
go.
then anyone else that's kind of peeking in too. You know, because there's times, bro, where if I didn't have social media, I wouldn't know where some of these people were or how much they're working or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
None of that. Not just about, oh, they took a picture of their breakfast. I'm talking about like, nah, this dude is working.
It's working,
Like,
right.
and no disrespect, right? But I'll look at Plies and I'll be like, man, Plies working. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll look at some people and you'll say, man, they working because they super serving their audience.
Right.
And they going straight to them and they don't have to worry about a publicist writing up something and sending something out. It's like, nah, I got this, man.
Yeah, nah, it's definitely, I had to figure out, you know what I mean, my own way to use it, to utilize it. And I said, you know what, man, I'm just going to release my content straight to the audience. I'm going to get in the car.
Yeah, man.
And I'm going to just spit into the camera.
Where were you going?
That worked for me as well.
Like, he was on his way to like, you know, preschool. Like, about to go pick up the baby.
Jumperee.
So just jump in real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes going to get the baby. Sometimes just traveling to see my moms. You know what I'm saying? Because I started living in the city around that time when I first started it. And my mom's lived out in Queens, so I would have to go back and forth. You know what I mean? Running errands. I'm like, you know what? I got some time. I'm stuck in traffic. Let's turn the camera on,
Hey, man, do you hear some? And I know you never been like, or appear to be, you never been bitter with what's going on today. Because you are up to date. I mean, hell, you are up to date. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nah, man. I be so happy to see some of these young cats be able to provide for their family in a tremendous way.
Is there
man.
anybody that you rock to or listen to that you like, man?
Yeah, I like a lot of dope cats, man.
You keep your ear to hip hop?
Yeah. I like the kid Simba. He dope.
Oh my God.
He dope. You know
Man,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
I like
But
the
you know
kid.
why? You know why you said Simba too? Lyricist. You know what I'm saying? Like Simba's another one of those that you listen, you like, okay.
Nah,
Like,
definitely.
Yeah, man.
Nah, I like a lot of the new music, man. Especially being at Tunecore. You know, I get to hear
you
a lot
see
of new music.
yeah.
Yeah, so some stuff be dope, man. You just got to open your ear. They don't do it exactly how, you know what I mean? We used to do it when we were younger, But they got their own way, man, and you just gotta adapt to it. That's all.
Yeah, man. And my thing is, man, you gotta see the growth in it too.
You got to, man.
And it's been here. We're celebrating 50 years. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And
How
that
crazy
does,
is
yeah.
that?
And that doesn't go away. And the one thing about it too, man, is that, you know, there's some people that might as well put on a mask and come in and rob hip hop. But there's also others, man, like there's a real love for this genre.
Yep.
And you can hear it in some of the bodies of work. You know what I'm saying? And I just want people to continue to also respect it too.
You gotta respect it.
Yeah.
And it's there. You know what I mean? Some people feel like the new artists aren't lyrical. They are in their own way. You just gotta really listen. You know what I mean? If you really listen, they're just delivering it like in somewhat of a different vehicle, but they still doing it, bro.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of artists out there too.
I like A Boogie, man. I like a lot of his stuff, man.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
And sometimes, man, I hear my son playing something and I'm like, dude, it's a lot of artists.
It's a lot of artists now.
Yeah,
You
man.
can't keep up.
So what happens with
can't.
Tunecore? Do you ever get to see like man, it's a lot of people.
But you know what's dope now? It's enough money for everybody.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
With all of the opportunities, the social media platforms, the streaming services, and all of
Yeah.
that. If you utilize it the right way, you can put a song on YouTube and blow up now.
Hey, man, I
can't do that.
remember, was it Spotify when I used to say the number? It was like 8,000 lils on there.
Yeah.
On Spotify. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of artists
It was
out there,
big.
bro.
It was big back in the days. Now it's Lil, right?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Big Papa, Big Daddy Kane,
everything was
Biggie
big.
Small, yeah, Big Pun.
Yeah,
now everybody.
everything. Now everybody will be Lil.
Yeah, everybody Lil. You know what I'm saying? Believe that. Big Boy's Neighborhood, Pap. Definitely want to thank you for coming to the neighborhood, hanging out with us, man.
Hey, listen, man, it's a privilege and an
Come on,
honor.
brother.
You're a legend. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
I
saying?
am.
I hit you up in the DM,
Yeah.
and you made it happen, my brother. I
Oh man,
greatly appreciate you.
Come on, bro. And that's what that relationship is. You know what I'm saying? Because Pap, it ain't never been about Papoose from a label. You know what I'm saying? You always been a solid individual with me. And I think that's what worked for you just as a human being. Not as, you know, the head of hip hop with the Tunecore, because people mess with you. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have to have a rep.
Yeah, but
get me in touch with Papoose.
It says a lot about your character and about you as a legend in the game.
Thank you,
You
brother.
know what I'm saying? Just having me, I greatly appreciate that, man. You always hit back. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, you
Yes,
always
sir.
hit back, and you're a man of your word. So I
Thank
appreciate
you,
that.
brother. No, I'm glad we had this sit down.
Legendary, man. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, come on, man. You should be. You know what I'm saying? And you said legend, I didn't.
The man is humble. The man is humble.
Hey, man, I was hoping that you did say it before we got out of here. That's why I kept going. I was like, dude, is this dude going to say legendary?
I ain't never laughed so much on the show, man.
Hey, man, I was about to step out because usually I step out, then they'll say, hey, can you say legendary?
I'll shoot you
And can you say, you know, congratulations on your Hollywood star? And then I walk back in like I didn't know.
Yo,
you
listen,
know what I'm saying?
Congratulations on your Hollywood star.
Oh,
Very
man.
well
You know about
deserved,
that?
man.
You know about that? Oh, man.
I did, man.
Hey, man, but no, thank you on everything that you're doing, man.
doubt, no
and
doubt.
thank you, brother, for all your contributions to hip hop too.
Appreciate
bro.
it, brother.
And the hard work and the things that you're doing now, man, and taking care of you, and also as you take care of you, take care of the others. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt, man.
You know, can avoid some of these roadblocks. So
There you go,
Papoose,
man.
thank you, bro. How
Thank you,
how
man.
does anyone get in touch with like Believe Tunecore? Like
Oh.
I know that people that know they know, but
Right.
there's some people that's listening now, man. There's a new artist every day.
Yes. All independent artists, all artists, period. Because a lot
Yeah.
of artists are converting. You know,
Yes, sir.
Tunecore is the best for you. It's the best option. You can hit me, Papoose at tunecore.com.
Go ahead.
And I'll steer you in the right
Lord.
direction, man.
You put your
There it is.
Pap, you come on, man.
Or you can hit me on Instagram.
Let me
at
tell you,
Papoose.
man, you waiting at Hot 97 for K-Slade, that was a one and done. Like, that was one-on-one.
Right.
Now with the internet, oh, man.
It's crazy. It's
Now
insane.
everybody. You know what I'm saying?
It's insane.
But no, I appreciate you coming into the
Nah,
neighborhood, man.
thanks for having
Please
me,
tell the
man.
queen that we say hello as well.
I got you,
There
man.
it is right there, man. Papoose in the neighborhood, Big Boy's neighborhood.
Yeah.